Are you thinking about selling your home, but you have no clue where to start? Look, I understand. Now, if you guys don't know who I am, my name's Chakits. I specialize in social media marketing. I specialize in sales. This is all I do. If you have a property that you want to sell, it is very important that you actually contact me because I'm going to show you exactly my 21 steps, my proven steps to get your property sold for top dollar. I have testimonies after testimonials. So if you are considering selling your home, you need to give me a call and let me show you my process on how I can get you top dollar and sell your home quicker and faster than any other brokerage out there. All right, see you guys at the closing table. All right, what's up, everybody? Another day, another property home tour. If it's your first time tuning in, my name is Chakits Krulsawat with Simply Vegas. So I was just out here the other day showing some properties for a client, and I figure why not show you these homes right here. Now, these homes have been on the market for some time now, or the neighborhood has been for sale for some time. We're located here in the city of Henderson, master plan community of Cadence. Now, this is actually a Lennar product, and Lennar is very smart as far as listening to their audience, their buyers, the consumers, of what they want. So, in this community here, the village, Preston at Cadence, okay, we have the Kennedy and the Hamilton. It ranges from 2,000 to 2,600 square feet. This is a single story, this is a two-story. But what's great about this is the RV. Like, you could literally stack up to 10 cars on here with a car lift if you wanted to. I think the garage height is 18 feet high, and then the garage height itself, I think it's like 24. And if you guys want more information about this property, the pricing, I'm going to have that in the description. And also, I do have the standing inventory list of Lennar's product. Now, they do have some standing inventory, and the price, I can't believe what the price is. And the last time I checked, I was speaking to a sales agent, and he was telling me that some of the rates that they can get by using their lender, you can get all the way down to about 5% on a conforming loan, which is really nice. So let's go take a look at this property. Now, I forgot to mention that we do have a park over here, which is really nice. This is not a gated community. However, we're going to have another park right here. Now, Lennar has built a lot of homes in this surrounding area. They bought a lot of land out here in Cadence, and they're just constantly building. But again, if you guys want the standing inventory list, okay, all you got to do is text me Lennar. That number is 702-319-1092. So the Hamilton here is 2,655 square feet with 4 bedrooms, 3.5 bath. And let me just show you this beautiful open floor plan here. This thing is gorgeous. Now, as you can see, we have like a little loft up here. Well, it's not little, it's pretty large. Let's take a walk around. Kind of get the lay of the land. And the lot sizes are pretty decent here as well. All right, so let's first start off by, as we enter the house, we have the French doors. Then we have the LVP plank flooring here. These ones are actually glued to the floor. We also have 6 inches on the baseboard straight edge. And we have a nice knockdown on the texture. I actually like this texture better than the orange peel. But majority of the stuff that you do see with Lennar, they do a lot of the spec building. So I'm going to say probably about 95% of the things that you see you'll actually get with this product. Now, one thing I've noticed here is the back here. We do have a 12-foot stackable slide, which is really nice. Now, this is probably locked, so we can't go back here. And they do have an alarm system. Now, there's one thing that I do want to share with you. Okay. Now, this is not going to be a good example because we can't get out to the back. But you need to make sure, a lot of times when they come and install the slider, they just add this piece of plastic behind here so that way this door does not slide open. But believe it or not, you can lift that up and then you can slide this door open. So that is a safety concern. But what you have to do is make sure you screw down this door here, up here, so that way if somebody does take that off because they're smart enough to lift it up, now they can slide this, they won't be able to because it's screwed in. So that is a safety concern that you really need to be aware of. Now let's take a look at this island. Love the fact that we have quartz countertops. It's nice veining, but this is not a book match on this, which is fine. But what I do like about this is that we have the additional storage, the cabinets here. And we have a 2-inch front face waterfall. I mean, they try to book match it as best as possible. And I like the fact that it's one slab. Now, I talked about this in the past. If you are getting a countertop this large and the model shows that is one piece, sometimes they may have extra pieces lying around and they'll cut this in half, right, down the middle, and you have a seam. And they try to fit it perfectly, which is, it's pretty good. But if this is what you are paying for, you just need to make sure you get this full slab because it gives more of a custom look. Also, a lot of times people are not aware that this countertop, okay, if you spill wine on here, you leave wine on here, okay, what will happen is you will stain this. It will be very hard to buff out. Also, another thing is, do you see this right here where it's kind of black? This could also be polished, so you need to check this because, again, this type of material picks up residue very, very easy. They actually make a product now that goes over here, and it's just like a clear plastic that comes over here. I think this is a good idea for homeowners. That's something that I would do if I bought quartz. Now we have GE appliances. They're not going to be your top grade. We do have an undermounted sink, which is really nice. Then we have the Moen faucet, and then we have our RO system. However, the RO system is not included, but it's already pre-drilled. But they'll send a third-party company out here to upsell you with the RO system and the purification system too as well. Now, a home this large here, unfortunately, doesn't have a cook countertop. I prefer a cook countertop. It's going to be more streamlined, more clean lines on this one. Let's take a look at the cabinets. These cabinets here are not thermofold, okay? These cabinets are actually wood, but also painted as well. And then we have the dovetails. And as you can see, we have the soft closing cabinets. 42 uppers with a 3-inch crown. Now let's take a look at this microwave. This exhausts out, so that is perfect. And this backsplash right here is not one piece. It is 2 separate pieces, as you can see. Then we have the GE 36 cubic inch. This is not the proper refrigerator for this. You can literally get a bigger refrigerator to do a full counter depth and to get this customized, okay? What do we have here? So we have some optionals. This is probably something that I probably would do at this point. Let's take a walk over here. Let's see what we got, guys. Also, if you guys haven't had a chance to subscribe to the channel, please support us by subscribing to the channel. I like the fact that this is done very well. So the staircase is up here in the back to get to the 2nd floor, and it's in the back of the kitchen, but then we have the pantry. I love how they utilize this. This is actually a very good idea. Now, like I mentioned, if you guys haven't had a chance to subscribe to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. Give us a thumbs up. That actually helps out the algorithm. And also, if you don't have a real estate agent, I definitely would love the opportunity to earn your business. So we have a junior suite downstairs. This will be good for a guest. So in the wet areas here, typically a lot of builders will not use LVP inside the bathroom because of warranty purposes. But believe it or not, there are a lot of LVP products out there, and a lot of people think LVP is generic. It's not. It's more durable than wood. Okay, so they're using 12 by 24 on the tile here for warranty purposes. Then we have the fiberglass tub shower, all one piece. Here we just have a 1-inch just quartz. Okay, well actually this is Petrofina undermounted sink here in the Moen faucet. We only have 2 lights. I would probably tap off on that light and do a nice chandelier hanging. Laundry room on the first floor. Optional cabinets as you can see, and also the sink. Front load washer, dryer. Love the fact that there's a window right there. I could definitely see myself living here. So we do have the 36-inch smart panel box. This is where all your electronics and your components will be held. Then we have our powder. Now one thing I did not mention for some time, you're going to have GFIs in the wet areas. One thing that you need to identify with your GFIs, and what a GFI is basically a breaker that is connected to some of these outlets. So if you have a bunch of things hooked up to your outlet and it's drawing too much amps, then that GFI will kick off or break off. Then at that point, you need to identify that GFI controls what outlet. So you may have a total of about like 5 to 6 different GFIs. So you have one for the garage, but that can also power on the outside. You may have the one here in the powder room that controls the wet areas or the bedrooms. Then we could have another GFI here too as well. So here, we know that there's no GFI. Here, that GFI could be controlling this whole area. So that's something that you need to identify. Blinds are included. You guys already know that. Oh, this is the garage. Look how large this garage is. Coming into the second bedroom. I mean, this is a pretty decent size bedroom. Love the fact that they got this pool out here. Let's take a look at this pool. I mean, this is a decent sized lot. Here we have the transfer duct. That gets sucked up right here, then pushed back into here to the main return line. Now let's go into the bathroom. So this has got to be the primary. Now I'm seeing this home for the first time, so we're looking at it together. I mean, a lot of the products and materials here are all white, which is there's a lot of foot traffic. I can already tell you with the grout lines and stuff like that, it's getting pretty dirty. And the problem is that it looks nice when you first install it, but as you start walking on here, what happens is it's going to start to pop up a little bit more. And here, now you can kind of see, based upon quality control, some of the errors here, some of the grout is a little bit light, so it's a little bit sharper on some of these edges. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. That's the problem when you start doing 1/2 inch on the tile here, okay? If the floor is not leveled, if it's not floated correctly, you're going to have like divots, and I don't know if you guys can see that or not. Now this is good for small little errors like this for drainage, because now you can manipulate the tile and you can bend the tile. But going back to large surface areas, you're going to have some high and low points if it's not floated correctly, if it's not laid correctly, and if you don't have the proper grout. Okay, like again, I can see this right here. I don't know if you guys can see this. This tells me this is where that sheet of tile is, and that's why it's a little bit lifted there. Can you guys see that? So just be cautious of that. We do have our attic access to the subfloor right here. Let's take a look at the water closet. I love the fact that the water closet is pretty decent size. I like that. All right, let's go make our way upstairs. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Now, when I was showing this property to a client the other day, one thing that she mentioned, it was a good point, where these stairs are just like very steep. There's no landing whatsoever. But I mean, I'm okay with that. Now, if I bought this property, the first thing that I would do is modern rails here. Open this up, and possibly the same thing here too as well. So that way, when you come up here, this just feels completely open, and you can just see straight down to here. The only problem with that is, if you do that, you cannot put your furniture here on this side, or you can't lean your furniture on this side. So we got 2 bedrooms. This should be a Jack and Jill, I believe. Bedroom number 3. We have a transfer grill. Then we have 9-foot ceilings on the second floor, which is a plus. We have a tub shower combo. And as you can see, the Jack and Jill, but we're going to go back this way. So that way you get the lay of the land. Coming into the 4th bedroom. Now it's unfortunate I can't go outside because I want to see what kind of condenser they're using, and if they're using 1 or 2 condensers. And also I want to see the brand. Now the AC is going to be one of the most important things that you take a look at because of the cost of the AC unit. Because if something happens to break, I mean, the AC unit is kind of like the heart of the house, basically. And it's one of your most expensive ticket items. That's why it's very important that you do the maintenance on your AC every single year. And if you need a company to help you to do the maintenance, give me a call or just shoot me a text, and I'll provide the information for you. So that way you can get your yearly service. But I mean, overall, I'm going to say this is a great property. I mean, for the price. I think the last one that we went into for their standing inventory, I think it was like $750. However, I know I didn't disclose the price yet, but if you look at the title, I'll have the price. But the pricing is going to vary because the problem is that you can't really build from scratch. Here is basically they build it and they sell it once it's about a couple months out. Then they'll release it and you'll have a general idea, because some of these cabinets will be a darker color. The countertops are going to be a little bit different. The flooring is going to be different. But pretty much the concept will all be here. Sometimes you won't have that cabinets over there on the side. So it's a case-by-case basis. Okay. Other than that, I wish you guys nothing but the best, and be blessed, folks.